Hey guys, welcome back. I know we mainly smoke meats, but we also cook inside and it's a rainy day. And I'm doing Italian this week. Next, I'm gonna do a video on making your own rustic homemade pasta. Rustic is just another way of saying kind of a mess because it's not perfect and coming out of the machine, but it's worth the effort and it tastes great. We're gonna do ribbons of that, and what we're gonna coat it in? Homemade pesto. So it's so this video is short. I want to do some real quick ones for you so you can do stuff pretty quick at home. In here I had a cup of fresh basil and 3 cloves of garlic and about a half a teaspoon of fresh cracked pepper. I went ahead and gave it a few blasts on the food processor. As you can tell, a cup would have filled that up. This is a kind of a small one and not a very manly colored food processor, but that's okay. I added a little bit of olive oil in just now. You're going to use a total of about 1/3 of a cup. So I put just a little bit in to get that going. And then I'm going to add my pine nuts, and I have in there's 2 tablespoons of pine nuts and 1 tablespoon of walnuts. Because of the COVID crisis, everyone has bought everything up. So you can't find yeast. It's hard to find flour. I'm going to make a pizza later this week. We may do a video on. We'll have to use a yeast substitute and use all-purpose flour instead of bread flour. So anyway, any kind of nuts will work. I've made this with pistachios before and it came out really nice. Made it with walnuts as well. So now we're doing a mix of walnuts and pine nuts. We'll go ahead and add those in there. On your salt is mainly to taste. We're definitely not putting this much kosher salt in there. I would just add just a pinch just to get it started. Now, if you end up putting too much salt in here, you can add some lemon juice to kind of take that out a little bit. So we'll add some of that olive oil in. So that's all the ingredients it takes is whichever nut you're going to use: basil, salt, pepper, olive oil. And the basic recipe for this for me is a cup of fresh basil, 3 cloves of garlic, 3 tablespoons of pine nuts, 1/3 of a cup of Parmesan cheese, and some kosher salt. Also some ground black pepper and the olive oil. And I totally forgot the Parmesan cheese, but that's okay because I'm gonna blast this for a second, stop the video, and magically that Parmesan cheese is going to appear. All right, we got 1/3 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. We've blasted this up some. You can see most of that stuff is still pretty whole, and we're gonna wanna basically emulsify this. So let's add in that Parm. That's why you don't want to go heavy on the salt on the front end too, because that Parmesan cheese is going to add a lot of salt for you. So add the rest of this extra virgin olive oil in. And go back to giving this some blast. See, it's starting to get emulsified. You see that nice bright green color? So much better than what you get out of the grocery store. We're almost there. All right, looks like the texture we want. Now let's give it a taste. Let me grab a spoon. For the shortest video I've done, this has probably been the most unprepared I've been, having to do magic with the Parmesan cheese and the spoon. So you can see nice bright green color. Tastes good. All the flavors there. It does need a little more salt, so I'm going to sprinkle some salt in here. Maybe a half a teaspoon total, something like that. Give it a quick... There we go. Give it a quick blast. Have it mixed up. Normally I'd use a different spoon, but people I live with are going to be eating this, so we're not running a restaurant here. All right, let's try this out. Great. Salt did what it needed to do. Gave it just that little bit of more of a bite to it. But it's really good. I think you'll be happy with the recipe. We'll go over it one more time. 1 cup of fresh basil, 3 cloves of garlic, 3 tablespoons of pine nuts or whichever nut you choose to use, 1/3 cup of grated Parmesan, kosher salt to taste, ground black pepper to taste, 1/3 of a cup of olive oil, and you store this immediately in the fridge. So what we're going to do next is and I'll post this video in a couple of days because I'm making this in advance. We're going to make our own pasta, cut it into ribbons, let that dry out, put it in the water, coat it in the pesto. You'll see the finished product in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed this one with all the bloopers that were involved in it. And I hope you'll try the recipe and let me know what you like. Let me know if you do it a little better. I love to hear other ideas from people. Most of all, subscribe. Tell your friends about it. See if they're interested in this kind of stuff. We do a lot of smoking videos. Also going to branch out and start cooking inside because we don't have all day to smoke meat every day. So appreciate you stopping by. Let me know what you think. We'll see you soon.